Hello everybody and welcome back to another trip report. Today I'm here at Perth International Airport. I'm walking towards Terminal 4 and today I'm going to be flying QANTASLINK on board an Airbus A320-200 from here in Perth up to Newman, a mining city in central Western Australia. Okay, so just dropped off a rental car. Looks like there's some construction work going on around the place here at Perth. It's very confusing to actually drive in here. Anyways, made it here now. Terminal 4 is the airline that serves just Qantas, and I think Terminal 3, which is nearby, serves the other little airlines here in WA, since Terminal 1 is the Virgin Terminal. But yeah, anyways, let's go and find out a little bit more info and check in. So it appears Terminal 3 also serves Jetstar. And I don't know what other airlines, but it serves definitely Jetstar. Okay, so I'm here at the very small Terminal 3. There's the Jetstar check-in just there, and then there's a sign for Qantas, but there's just like literally 5 check-in kiosks and bag drop here. There's probably more down there, but yeah, I guess you can check in here too. So let's go and do self-check-in. Check-in completed. I don't have any bags to drop since I'm coming back later today from Newman. But yeah, I've got my boarding pass, but I did ask them to reprint me a boarding pass since you have to check in online now. I really dislike the new self-check-in kiosks. Yeah, for many reasons really, but it's just annoying having to do it online for an aviation enthusiast like me. But I asked them to move me to a different seat and they were happy to do that, but I did specifically ask for me to be on the window and my mum to be on the, like next to me in the middle, but they did the opposite. So, I mean, it's fine because we can just swap obviously, but it's just, and I asked them to do it again and yeah, they weren't able to do that. So a little bit annoying, but otherwise a solid check-in process by Qantas. Actually, I didn't enjoy it. I didn't like it at all. But yeah, anyways, now let's go through security. Security check completed. It's very automated there. Yeah, overall, so far, I'll be honest, I haven't really loved the experience here at Perth Airport. I mean, it's fine. It's really automated, but I don't know. Anyways, now that we've done check-in and security, okay, yeah, so we're here in Terminal 3, which literally appears to be just Jetstar, and a few other flights down there, but yeah, it's mostly just Jetstar here, and they don't have many flights from Perth. They have the occasional service to Adelaide, Melbourne, Sydney, and Cairns, I think. You know, they have still probably just under 10 a day, but, you know. Yeah, anyways, now that security is completed, let's go down here and check out the Qantas lounge, since I have some lounge passes I need to use. Okay, so welcome to the Terminal 4 section of Perth Airport. This part's a lot nicer than Terminal 3. Looks super, super nice. It's quite airy in here too. Looks like there's quite a few people going to Qantas Club today. You have access to Qantas Club if you have Oneworld Sapphire or Emerald, but I think there's also a business lounge which you can use if you have Emerald status or Qantas Platinum, and then obviously Qantas Gold, Platinum or Qantas Club, and if you have a business class ticket or lounge passes like I do. If you have lounge passes, go onto the Qantas website, click lounge invitations once you're logged into your account, and then link it up to your flight. Let's check it out. Welcome to the Qantas Club Perth. Okay, so first impressions are it's really nice and quite light in here. You can see some interesting planes outside. I'm super excited to Planespot since there's a great tarmac view. It's quite a low roof here, but it's somewhat modern and it looks like there's heaps and heaps of seating. So first up we have soft drink dispensers. A looks like barista coffee, but there's no one there right now. Some cookies and jelly beans. Then you have some juices, it looks like, maybe. And the food section's over here. So there's whatever that was. Some green pasta here. Some salads, some chips and cakes and stuff. Bread rolls. More bread. Some dips and carrot sticks and stuff like that. And then a toaster here. So all in all, it's a pretty solid food selection from the Qantas Lounge. There's lots of little things you can put together, but there's not like any pre-made sandwiches or anything, or wraps. So yeah, not too bad from the Qantas Lounge here in Perth. Definitely acceptable. Just found myself a seat by the window. Some very interesting aircraft in the background there, including the A320, Emirates A330neo, and a couple of Air Force planes, including a Globemaster. Just got a little snack and I might get a toastie soon, since you can kind of make your own toastie. Yeah, the brownies are very nice and tasty and moist, so that's good. And yeah, just got carrot, bread roll, and iced apple juice. Such great views for takeoff and landings here in Perth. Should get to see the Emirates Neo taking off soon. My plane for today is actually just coming in here from Geraldton. My plane for today here is just taxiing in a little bit early. This is Victor Hotel, Uniform Victor Kilo. It's a 2004 built Airbus A320-200. It was delivered brand new to Jetstar Asia in 2004 and delivered to QANTASLINK in 2020, and this plane is operated by Network Aviation. Okay, now time to exit the lounge. I have had a nice stay. It was pretty short, and as far as Qantas lounges go, I think it's a pretty good one. So yeah, now let's go down and board, since they did call us 5 minutes early. Qantas have a tendency to board quite quickly, quicker than other airlines, including Jetstar, Virgin and Rex. So yeah, anyways, let's go just down here and board our flight to Newman. Sorry.
That's so good. Thank you.
Thank you. It said boarding closed. Gee, they don't give you any time here on Qantas. Scheduled boarding time is 2 minutes ago and they've already basically closed boarding off. It's kind of ridiculous. It is a pretty empty flight though. So now let's get on board. Hi.
How are you?
Good, thanks.
That's good.
Sorry, a bit late.
Are you alright?
Thank you. Welcome aboard the Qantas A320-200. I believe there's 180 seats in a 3-3 layout. And yeah, it's an ex-Jetstar aircraft, so there's not too much legroom. My seat for today is 19A. My seat for today is 19A. On the right hand side of the aircraft when boarding from the front. Nice view of the wing. Welcome on board the Qantas Airbus A320-200, seat 19A. Now let's go through the seat features. Okay, so sorry if I sound a bit puffed. It was very stressful, way too quick. Anyways, let's start with legroom. Legroom on this aircraft is really quite tight. It's 28 to 29 inches, the same as the old Jetstar A320s. So not impressive at all for a full service carrier, but I guess it'll do. Luckily I'm not too tall, but if there's tall miners and stuff, you know, not ideal at all. Then you have a seat back pocket here for safety card, sick bag and Qantas magazine. And just here you have the tray table, which you can pull out like this. It's got a couple cracks in it, but otherwise it's very clean. It's a really nice big size, but there's like little lumps and stuff in it. It's in a fixed position, but yeah, good size. And then there's a headrest, however it's non-adjustable, but there's nice little edges here, something I didn't expect and I wish Jetstar planes had these days. So yeah, overall seat features, it's a pretty solid seat. There's really nice padding and stuff if you're not too tall, but if you're tall then it's really not ideal because there's not much legroom. I even notice it despite me being really short. So yeah, overall seat features are very average on the QANTASLINK Airbus A320. Anyways, yeah, should be underway shortly.
Today you're travelling on an Airbus A320. Listen carefully while we explain the safety features of this aircraft. Fasten your seatbelt by inserting the clasp into the buckle and tighten by pulling the strap. Undo your seatbelt by lifting the buckle flap. You must have your seatbelt done up low and tight during takeoff, landing, and whenever the seatbelt sign is on. While seated at all other times, we recommend that you keep your seatbelt fastened. If oxygen is required, a mask will drop from above you. Pull down firmly to activate the flow of oxygen. Face masks must be removed before putting on an oxygen mask. Fit your own mask and tighten the strap. Oxygen will flow without the bag inflating. Fit your own mask first before helping others. Aircraft has 8 emergency exits. Take a moment now to locate your nearest exit. The crew are pointing them out. To remember your exit, count the rows between you
There's a
and
one
that exit.
Airbus A330-200
Your aircraft has escape
on,
flight,
I think,
which the crew will operate in an emergency.
I
If you
think
must
wet lease
evacuate,
to Air New
leave
Zealand.
all
I know
items
it's
behind.
leased to Air New Zealand, but I think it's all
Smoking
wet
and
lease.
use of e-cigarettes
Very
is
interesting
not permitted
aircraft.
on board. QANTASLINK aircraft are fitted with smoke detectors, including in the toilets.
This is Newman. Just waiting for some ground handling staff to arrive at the aircraft before we push back and get underway. Our flight time is 1 hour and 25 minutes. Expecting fairly smooth conditions for most of the flights to Newman. There are thunderstorms developing this afternoon area. We'll avoid those for our approach and landing. Looking after you in the cabin today is Lucy, is our cabin supervisor, and her crew. They'll look after you and provide you with may need throughout the flight. I do apologise for the slight delay waiting for the ground crew, but once they've arrived, we'll get underway. Once again, welcome aboard.
Please.
turbulence after takeoff here.
Please remain in your seat as much as possible and do not change seats throughout the flight. In the cabin you'll find 2 toilets located at the rear of the aircraft and 1 at the forward. Shortly the crew will be coming through the cabin with this afternoon's service. We'll be serving both a savoury and a sweet snack, followed by a drink service of tea, coffee, soft drink, juice and water. Our flight time today is 1 hour and 25 minutes, giving us an ETA of 4:10.
By the way, on board the Qantas Airbus A320, there's no Wi-Fi like on the 737s and A330-200s. However, there is streaming entertainment on your own device. I'll go through that shortly, but yeah, you can either go online, and I just typed up wifi.qantas.com, which is what other planes use, And if you have the Qantas Entertainment app, it also works on there. So yeah, check that out soon. Probably after the refreshment service. Okay, so just almost up here at our cruising altitude. There's a nice salt lake down there actually. So yeah. So first up we have tomato salsa with corn chips, almonds and pretzels. So yeah, apparently there will be a little sweet option coming around a bit later. Got a nice bottle of water, and then we could have soft drinks, tea, coffee or juice. And I think past 4 o'clock they replace tea and coffee with alcoholic beverages. So yep, I went for a lemonade, and yeah. Overall, considering there's should be a sweet snack service coming around later, I think it's a pretty good meal service from Qantas. Just a few minutes after the initial service, got handed out a delicious Lindt chocolate ball. I've had them in the past, so I know that they're super tasty. So yeah, I haven't seen that on Qantas flights actually, not since pre-COVID. I remember pre-COVID used to get not way more, but a fair bit more than this, and a lolly or something, a sweet after service. So yeah, nice to see that they're doing that. I'm not sure if this is a new thing that they're doing on all flights now, but yeah, at least for this flight, I'm very happy with the refreshment service. This is fine, just as it normally is. Does get a bit repetitive though, since they serve it on a lot of Qantas flights in the afternoon, evening. So yeah. Okay, so just a few minutes after the cabin crew handed out the first Lindt chocolates, they came around and gave me a very nice big bag of Lindt balls. So yeah, very much appreciated. They said it was just because I had good manners, but not too sure. I wonder if because of my mic, they might have caught on to the fact that I'm filming, unless I don't think I'm famous at all, so I doubt it, but unless there is very, very occasionally cabin crew do recognise me from YouTube, but I doubt it. It's just a little suspicious. And last time I flew Qantas, the same thing happened, but with cookies. Interesting. Maybe it's just something they've been trained to do recently, or I don't know. Either way though, it doesn't really matter. It's still a very nice gesture by the crew. So yeah, thank you very much, Qantas. Okay, so probably just past halfway through the flight. We're at our cruising altitude of 37,000 feet. Now let's have a quick look at the Qantas in-flight entertainment on board the A320. Okay, so just on the app here, you can go to entertainment.qantas.com or wifi.qantas.com to do it on your browser if you don't have the app. So here's Premier Movies. They do seem to have quite a lot of movies here. Yeah, well, they do have... Oh, actually, maybe it's more than that. Okay, it does like loop around, but they still do seem to have a solid amount of movies here. From lots of different genres, they have really wide selection of movies. Actually, there really is a seriously large amount of movies that they have here on Qantas. Very impressive. I don't think I can really go through everything, but all I can say is that there's certainly a lot. You really shouldn't get bored, especially for a 1 hour flight to Newman. But yeah, so very good movie selection there. Now I'm clicking on TV. It's a bit slow, but there we go. There's a few different TV shows and everything to select from too. Quite a nice amount. You really shouldn't have any issues with entertainment here on board Qantas A320. And then finally, my favourite part is probably the map. It's not a great map system. I've already checked it out, but you know, it does the job. So yeah, you can see here our cruising altitude. Yeah, should be landing in, according to this, less than 45 minutes, but it's probably going to be about half an hour now, maybe a little bit more. But yeah, overall, great entertainment from Qantas on the A320.
To the seat in front of you. If your seat is an emergency exit row, all row 1, all bags need to be placed in the overhead lockers. Please ensure that your seat back is upright with your seatbelt firmly fastened. Tray tables must now be stowed with your window shades up. As the weather will be hot when we land into Newman, we ask that you assist us by opening your air vent now to cool the aircraft cabin upon landing. Thank you.
Cabin crew just coming around, making sure everyone's in their positions for landing. I've never heard them say to turn the air vents on because it's hot before, so I knew it was going to be hot in Newman. It must be very hot. So yeah, just coming around to collect any last rubbish, and so yeah. Since we got to cruising altitude, it's been smooth, but so far for ascent and descent, it's been a little bumpy. By the way, a little bit information about Newman. So it's a very, very big mining city here in Australia, and Western Australia specifically. It's actually home to the largest, I think, open air or something like that, iron ore mine. So yeah, it's got a very big mine here. I can't remember the name of it, but yeah, it's
The seatbelt sign has now been switched off for landing. All passengers and crew must now be seated with your seatbelts firmly fastened.
now experience moderate turbulence on descent. It's actually probably still just minor turbulence, to be honest. Okay, so basically just started our approach to Newman Regional Airport in Western Australia. So yeah, since I have a flight back in not too long in Newman, I'm going to conclude today's trip report right here on the aircraft on approach. So yeah, journey started off today at Perth International Airport at Terminal 3. I was able to check in for my Qantas flight there, however I think the main check-in is at Terminal 4, so the process would have been a bit bigger and probably better over there, but it did the job considering where the rental car park was a lot closer to Terminal 3. I really don't like the check-in kiosks there. I think you should at least be able to reprint your boarding pass, but I think you should be able to check in at the airport too. But yeah, I mean, if you really need to check in at the airport, you can speak to the people there, but you know. In the background there, just a quick interruption, there's the mines I was talking about. Absolutely massive. So with those beautiful mines in the background, the landing gear's going down, and yeah, let's continue concluding today's trip report. So anyways, we've already done check-in, so security was okay. People weren't particularly friendly there, but they were okay. It was done very quickly. Qantas Club Lounge, located in Terminal 4, very central, very easy to find. And as far as Qantas lounges go, I thought it was a pretty good one. I was very, I was satisfied, but you could say that with the lounge in Perth. So yeah, that was all okay. The boarding process was, I cannot believe, we were the last people to board, and we boarded 2 minutes after scheduled boarding time. What if you don't hear the announcement in the lounge? They only made one, and we boarded so quickly. The boarding process took 4 minutes, and I think that's just too quick, because what if people are on the toilet, or I can just think of a lot of scenarios where that could not end well. So yeah, but yeah, and then we didn't even push back on time because they weren't even ground staff, so that's not ideal. But once we got in the onboard service, I was quite happy with it. I thought the quantity was really good and the drink selection was good, so that's all good. However, the actual seat features, the legroom's really very bad, to be quite frank, but the actual seat comfort, despite the legroom, is actually okay, and you can deal with it for a 1 hour flight, especially considering I'm not that tall. But yeah, overall, I think it was a solid flight with Qantas today. Some good, some bad, but honestly, the stuff on the ground with boarding and that was just really stressful, and I'm not impressed with that at all. So overall, I'd say it was a very average flight with Qantas today. Your airfare on this route will be on the screen now, but I'm sure it's more than Virgin Australia, and I'm flying Virgin back, so stay tuned for that if it's not already out, and then you can see what's better. But just off the top of my head, I would probably have to say Virgin Australia's better value on this route compared to a A320. Anyways, enjoy the landing. Welcome to Newman. That was a very solid landing, I would say.
Welcome to Newman. QANTASLINK would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the lands and waterways on which we live, work and fly. We pay our respects to elders past, present and emerging. Please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the seatbelt sign is off. As always, smoking, vaping and the use of e-cigarettes is not permitted while disembarking or throughout the terminal. Please take care when opening the overhead lockers, as baggage may have moved and could fall out. Before leaving, ensure that you check your seat and seat pocket for any personal items. As we'll be disembarking via the stairs, please ensure that you hold on to the handrail to avoid tripping.
Cabin crew disarm doors and cross-check.
Looks like the pilots forgot to put the flaps all the way up. Now time to disembark. The cabin crew did say goodbye, by the way. I just accidentally stopped recording. Okay, so welcome to Newman Airport. Got some nice views of our plane while disembarking. Okay, so I've already finished the conclusion, and the deboarding process is just fine. Anyways, I'd like to thank you all for watching today's video. A like and subscription if you enjoyed would be very much appreciated. It is not necessary nor expected. Just do it if you would like to help me out a little bit. Check out my website for information on upcoming flights and easier navigation to certain airlines' trip reports. It's a nice outdoor baggage collection system. It's a bit humid and very hot here. Check out my community tab for information on upload schedules and some fun polls you might want to participate in. And also, if you'd like to, check out my Instagram at aviation763_. And last but most certainly not least, thank you to all my amazing Patreons who help to make these videos possible. So yeah. By the way, a little bit of information I missed earlier is that I did pay Qantas points for this flight because it's really expensive, like $300 if you pay cash. So anyways, thank you for watching. I hope you have an amazing day, and I hope to see you in my next one.
Welcome to Newman. QANTASLINK would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the lands and waterways on which we live, work and fly.